Commissioner. On that score, Colonel, you recall yesterday during engagement by Commissioner Baloyi when she referenced the national instruction.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
And I understood your answer, or a comment you made during the course of your answer, to be that you are all bound by national instruction. That's a national prescript.
That's correct.
Okay. Let's just turn to it on this particular score about SAP13s and taking exhibits, and that would be your CJC 230, file 1, exhibit file 1. That's the National Instruction 8 of 2017. Have you located it?
230 page?
Exhibit 230.
Yes, Commissioner.
You have seen that document before?
Yes, I have.
It's the National Instruction 8 of 2017, Property and Exhibit Management.
Yes, Commissioner.
Is it fair to assume that at least the district or heads of various police stations have seen the document and are familiar with it? I would take that to be the most basic level of knowledge and understanding by those who lead. Would it be fair to attribute that understanding to them, that they know this document, they've seen it?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, I'd like to refer you to page 25, specifically in that file. It's still part of that. And or in paragraph 7.
Yes.
Are you there? And
Yes.
I'm interested in sub 4 of that paragraph 7, and it reads, I quote, all property and exhibits seized must be entered in the SAP13 property register of the relevant police station where the crime was committed or where the property was found. Then it continues, and then transferred to the relevant unit and entered in the SAPS 13 of the relevant unit. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Now, when I look at the start of that, it prescribes that all seizures must be registered in the SAPS 13 of the relevant station where the crime was committed. I interpret that to mean they have the station commanders and everybody has got no discretion on this. This prescript compels them, you register. Unlike what you suggest, which you say they refused to take, you said they were hour seizures.
Yes.
Who's the hour? Are you not part of the SAPS? Are you not part of people or to whom this prescript applies?
We are part of it.
So they can tell you in the face of this prescription that they will not take your seizures. Is that what you want these commissioners to accept?
If I may give the example of Isipingo, the previous time for the seizure on the 5th of February 2020, they demanded those exhibits be removed the following day, and they could not, although the lab could not house it, Durban Central then housed it. But one would have thought that Isipingo, being the relevant station, would be compelled now to make some sort of arrangement to house those exhibits, seeing as it was seized in their policing area.
Yes, but you know that doesn't help you, right? Because Isipingo took those drugs. It entered them into the SAP13. It kept them overnight, and then it required that they be removed. So Isipingo actually complied with that prescription.
Yes, but in our case, Commissioner, they didn't store it at all.
Say in our case, you mean which case?
On the 22nd of June 2021.
Because you booked it out. Because Mpangase booked it in and out immediately.
I maintain, Commissioner, that Warrant Officer Perumal did not want to keep those exhibits.
No, well, I think yesterday you sort of gave a more nuanced answer. You said, I may have confused a prior discussion with Perumal about whether they have storage or not. And I accept that, I have to accept that I don't have a recollection of discussing with him. So yesterday, you revisited your much firmer earlier statement, where in your earlier statement you had said Perumal refused to accept the exhibits. And yesterday in your explanation, you softened your position and said, yeah, I know that I had previously had in another thing, we had that discussion where he had refused. This time I have to accept that maybe I didn't have the discussion with him. So now you're going back to elevate it to, there was a discussion with Perumal and he refused to take the exhibits. Which one is it?
Okay, Commissioner, if memory serves me correct, or from what I know, the reason I alluded to, or initially I said I was a bit confused and I'm not sure if I asked him explicitly, but I did clarify that my members on the scene had reminded me that Perumal explicitly refused to store those exhibits. And the reason I cited for it not being that clear in my head was possibly because of the previous year's incident that we had with Isipingo SAPS regarding that Mandrax tablets.
But that's another thing that's not in the diary of Mpongase. It's not in his diary. He doesn't say that Perumal was asked and he refused. It appears later on in statements, yet again, it's a later justification, but the entry in the diary doesn't record that. And that accords with Perumal's denial. In fact, it lends credence to Perumal's denial that there was ever such a discussion.
I hear you, I accept that, Commissioner, but I still maintain that Perumal was not accepting those exhibits.
Can I just develop this a little bit? On
Yes,
this 7.4, that compelled you to go to Maiden Wharf and enter in the do exactly what you did at Isipingo, which is you have to enter them in the SAP13 of the nearest police station where the crime was committed, and then you could have booked it out. It's not about storage this here.
Yes.
Why did you not do that? Even with your assumption that they will say they don't have space, why did you not comply with 17.4, which reads, all, and I'll read it again, all property and exhibits must be entered in the SAP13 of the relevant police station where the crime was committed or where the property was found, and then transferred to the relevant unit and entered in the SAP13 of that relevant unit. The first part says you should have entered these things in the SAP13 of Maiden Wharf, being the nearest police station, no?
No, Commissioner. This CHC container depot fell within the Isipingo policing precinct. So they are the relevant station that...
It's not the nearest.
No, it's the relevant. It doesn't necessarily have to be the nearest. Police stations fall within a certain jurisdiction.
Okay, I accept that. Thank you.
If I may develop that, you recall we looked at the SOP, the ORS or SOP yesterday, which identified CHC depot to be a licensed depot around the harbour, I won't say in the harbour, but that falls within the area of ORS Durban Harbour Police. So it's in that area.
Yes.
Okay. And it's in the area because it means that the harbour police have got access to that depot as any part of the harbour. Do you accept that?
That's correct.
And if, let's then turn and to test your answer, let's look at CJC 258 and bundle B, bundle 3. That is the statement, I might as well say, of Captain Stefan Albert Mullman.
Sorry, Commissioner, CJC?
CJC 258. Page 768. Have you located it, Colonel?
Yes, Commissioner.
This is a statement of Captain Stefan Albert Mullman. Do you know him?
Yes, I'm familiar with him. Commissioner.
If we go to paragraph 3, he states, from July 2014 to December 2024, I was the exhibit clerk serving in the SAPS 13 exhibit room at SAPS Maiden Wharf. And it says, my duties entail the receiving, safeguarding, and releasing of exhibits at the SAPS Maiden Wharf. All items seized at crime scenes or found, and here's the emphasis, within the Durban Harbour police area must be handed in as exhibits at the Maiden Wharf police station. So in his understanding, where Durban Harbour police have jurisdiction, everything seized there must go to them. That's it. You agree that's what he says?
That's what he says,
Okay.
I agree.
And now you and I have agreed that in terms of SOP, the CHC depot falls under the Durban Harbour, falls within the Durban Harbour police area. We agreed that yesterday. We just confirmed this morning.
Yes, yes.
Okay. You seem like you want to take issue with what Captain Moolman says. What is your issue?
Yes, Commissioner, I still maintain that the Maiden Wharf would not ordinarily receive exhibits that were seized in Isipingo policing area. It's not the norm. He's speaking of exhibits seized within his policing area. I'm not familiar with any such case that we have on record where we've now transferred exhibits from one of those identified depots to Maiden Wharf. It hasn't happened.
I have a difficulty with your answer because you seem to ignore something I thought we had established. You have accepted that the CHC depot is within the harbour area under, in whose jurisdiction or in whose area the Durban Harbour police have jurisdiction.
Yes.
We have accepted that. The SOP tells us that, in fact. I'm not making it up, right? So if that is in the area, in the Durban Harbour police area, as per the SOP, right?
Yes.
Then he's got to be right. It can't be the Isipingo. You seem to want to take the CHC depot out of the harbour area, locate it physically somewhere so that it falls under Isipingo. And I struggle with that notion. So maybe if you try again, because I'm not getting it.
Commissioners, I've never known of one case of us or even any other station that where these depots, designated depots are situated. I've not known of one case of those exhibits now being sent to Maiden Wharf because they fall under Durban Harbour policing area. Police jurisdictions are police jurisdictions. Your precinct of where your station is based, you are then responsible for exhibits from that area. So although there can be this SOP or any other document, the station caters to their area. When he talks here, Warrant Officer Moolman, he says must be handed in as exhibits at the Maiden Wharf police station. This also includes exhibits seized or found by other SAPS units, and he goes on. But he doesn't allude to, in my opinion, and maybe I'm reading it incorrectly, to say that even items or exhibits seized in Isipingo or Mbilo will come to them and they will accept it. To me, it's not clear to me, Commissioner, and I have not seen any case where such has happened.